Welcome back. How's everybody doing today?
This is episode 27.
27?
7.
27.
Yes.
Woo!
After 25, kind of lost count.
I don't even count anymore, honestly. It doesn't matter anymore.
As you guys know, this is Closing the Gap, and we talk about everyday issues, but with the
Godly perspective.
There you go. You got me, because I was
go.
like, because at first I was going like, we gotta roll that back, but you got me.
By the way, the outfit and the hair and the earrings, woo!
Thank you. Listen, last episode we can do like summer outfits before Labor Day, so I'm trying to get it in. Thank you, though.
I don't even know what I'm dressed like anymore. I just, I just put on stuff today. Anyway, today we are discussing a very interesting topic. Controversial, yes, very. We are talking about, should Christians practice yoga or even just participate in it?
Yeah. So what do you think about it, Jo'Van?
So I had a very straightforward opinion before I actually did some research, right? And I can see why certain people would say no. I can see why certain people would say yes. And then I can also realize that some people, and this just isn't with, this isn't just Christians, but people in general tend to, if they've been feeling a certain type of way about something for their whole lives or forever, or they just don't know much about it, the opinion that they have already cemented in their mind just supersedes anything. Because if we really get down to it, the Bible doesn't say anything specifically about yoga, right?
Right.
But the Bible doesn't say anything specifically about marijuana, though, but it does talk about soberness of mind. So you kind of have to go in and okay, how can we use the word to determine, is this good or bad? So,
when you said that, because everything is not necessarily illegal, but it's also not beneficial for you either. And I think that boils down to yoga as well, because it's like you're opening yourself up to certain things that you're just not aware of. There are certain poses that are practiced in yoga that is supposed to be worshiping an idol god. There's so many things behind it that you just don't even know what you're opening yourself up to. And I think that's the thing that you have to be mindful of when you are doing these things where you don't even know the full scope of what it is, especially with yoga, especially with all of the things that comes with it. So if that's what you're doing, just be mindful. You're opening yourself up to things. It might not necessarily be quote unquote illegal or a sin, but it is very something that you're opening yourself up to. You don't even know a lot of what the poses mean, what the meaning behind it is. So I would be very, very careful if that's something you're doing.
Yeah. So, this is, it's funny. The other day, me and Brandice were talking about we need a healthy debate. We haven't been debating, right?
Oh boy.
And so, I understand where you're coming from on that. However, on the same token, I don't see how someone who I could go in my room today and stretch and know nothing about yoga, and I could do a yoga pose. Does that mean that I am somehow opening myself up to evil or something like that? Personally, I don't believe that's the case. And then especially when it comes down to yoga, okay, yes, let's actually talk about where it stems from, right?
Okay.
So yoga has Buddhist and Hindu origins. And Buddhism and Hinduism are religions. And as a Christian, you are a Christian, you're practicing Christianity. You're not a Buddhist and you're not a Hindu. So in that sense, if you were practicing yoga intentionally trying to access, the benefits of Hinduism and Buddhism, then that is problematic, because now it's well, what are you now? You're all over the place. And yes, definitely you are opening yourself up to another religion. So to me, in a clear sense, that is wrong. But when it comes to just stretching and breathing, it's hard for me to.
That's two different things. I mean,
exactly.
If you're but don't just think if you're just stretching and breathing, that's fine. But there are yoga poses that have meanings behind it, and that's the difference. If I'm just stretching like, oh, I'm breathing, that's different. But it's if you're doing certain poses, you don't know what's behind it. And I have this tweet I thought was kind of interesting from Matt Walsh. He said the best comparison for yoga would be the Ouija board. Yes, you can play it just for fun without any ill intent, but you're still participating in something that's designed to conjure spirits. Better play Monopoly or something. Why mess with it? So, listen, you don't know what you're opening yourself up. So that is like, listen, you in your head, yes, you can talk it down and say, oh, I'm just stretching, I'm just breathing, and guess what? You breathing all this whatever. Listen, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. It's just a lot of like things you just don't know behind it. My suggestion to you and the audience is just make sure you're researching what you're doing. That's all that's my.
Yeah, so absolutely. Educate yourself. Make sure you know what you're doing. Personally, I don't think a Ouija board and doing poses.
It's not facts. It was a tweet.
Yeah,
people,
I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about the tweet.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. It was very like right on though, because she's like, you don't know what you're open yourself up to.
But see, what is the alternative purpose for a Ouija board outside of contacting spirits?
Exactly.
The alternative of yoga, if you're not doing it for religious purpose, you're literally just
But that was
stretching.
the purpose of it, though. And that's what Hindu scholars said. We appropriated it. So
okay, but what else is a Ouija board used for outside? Yes, the purpose was for that, but like
people do it for just for fun. Like horoscopes, they open themselves up for different stuff that. They in their head like, oh, it's fun, it's nothing. Some people do it just thinking, don't really think a Ouija board's like they really do take it for fun.
Okay, I'm. This is me legitimately asking a question though. What is the fun part of a Ouija board?
I don't know. I never played it because I always knew.
Yeah, I don't mess with that stuff either.
Exactly,
but like to me, the purpose is very clear. Even if you're using it for fun, the purpose is very clear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not just there to, well, let's just move this around. No, you're trying to accomplish the goal, which is the main purpose, is contacting spirits. If yoga was intended for contacting spirits, which it's not, but if it was intended for that, and you said, well, I don't want to contact spirits, but man, I want to stretch my back. And that pose is it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like saying that you can't do a certain stretch because it stemmed from yoga originally is a bit extra, especially when you're not actually trying to connect. You're not trying to actually do Hinduism or Buddhism. That's my thing. That's just where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just a whole lot of things behind it that you just don't know and you don't necessarily want to open yourself up to. That's all my thing is. So
yeah,
y'all, it's just certain things, like I said, some things are not necessarily like a sin or illegal, but you just, why put yourself in those situations?
See, I hear you. I have to say that you could make that argument towards anything. You can make that argument towards TV, movies,
and that is
true.
And
that would eliminate. So if you look at it to me that way, that would eliminate so many different things that you could look at. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we should be mindful.
We should. What we
put in our spirit, like watching and listening to. So that goes to that. I'm not. That's fact. We should be mindful of everything we're putting. Putting inside. Because, like you said,
right.
Some of these shows you might all innocent or whatever the case may be, like it's entertaining, but you're still planting stuff in your so you just want to be mindful what you're doing. So you just don't want to make open yourself and
absolutely,
especially if you don't know what you're.
And that's why I agree. You have to educate yourself, research, and different things like that. I think if we had a longer episode, we could definitely like dive into all of and do the research for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here to encourage you to do the research, making sure that, and obviously, connect with God and ask Him for discernment. And if you feel like it. If you feel a certain way, your Holy Spirit, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But definitely keep God involved. So, because that kind of leads into like meditation and stuff like that, which we're not going to get into. But that's a whole nother thing. But just a little teaser, right? I would say that meditation is okay because the Bible literally says meditate on the word. And so to me, that insinuates it's okay to meditate, but you got to meditate on God, right?
Yes.
So anyway.
Let us know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think about yoga? What are your thoughts behind it? Have you done yoga? Is something that you've tried before? And do you think it's something that Christians should be doing? Well, we would love to keep this conversation going.
See y'all next time.
Thanks. Bye.